This is Biker Dad, brought to you by Garza Law, your motorcycle attorney, the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers, and Thunder Roads Magazine of Tennessee and Kentucky. Hi, my name is Chris Best, and I left my 25-year corporate career to ride motorcycles and tell stories. And honestly, a lot of that time outside has my allergies going nuts, which is happening right now. Anyway, we are on the road in Pensacola, Florida, and this is kind of a scene that's repeated all across the country on the kickoff of summer, otherwise known as Memorial Day. Bikers across the country riding to honor those who gave all. That's where we start this episode of the Biker Dad TV show, so let's roll.
Outcast present the missing man formation.
Have you ever sat at your job and thought, what if I just got up and left? Tell that horrible boss to take this job and shove it. Have you ever wanted to just walk out? What about burnout? Well, that's exactly what I did, but I didn't just quit. I left my 25-year corporate career to ride motorcycles and tell your story. Daytona Beach, Florida, where you can actually drive onto the beach. Rick Fairless, a legend of his own, introduced me to Richard Rollins, Mayfield, Kentucky, Southeast Missouri, beautiful city of Knoxville, Tennessee, Gulf Coast of Mississippi, Florida coast in the Tampa Bay area, Orange County Choppers, Roadhouse and Museum, talking to Paul Tuttle Sr. himself. But make no mistake, this is not a show about motorcycles or even about me. Instead, I travel across the country to meet the people who use their passion for motorcycles to make their communities stronger, safer, and better. This is Biker Dad. We are on the road in Pensacola, Florida, and this is kind of a scene that's repeated all across the country on the kickoff of summer, otherwise known as Memorial Day. But bikers aren't thinking about partying and burgers. We'll do that too. We are remembering the reason we have Memorial Day in the first place. We would not have this biker culture that we have today if it weren't for the military. That's why on Memorial Day every year, you'll see thousands of bikers across the country riding to honor those who gave all.
My name is Ed Juju Lassard.
Tell me what's going on here today.
All right, I'm with American Legion, Post 199 in Fairhope. We rode over from Alabama to Veterans Park here in Pensacola today to be a part of the Veterans Memorial Day celebration. And every year they put this on. It's a great event. We have a lot of groups that come down here and celebrate with them. Behind me is the Northwest Florida Patriot Guard Riders. They're going to stand a flag line out here today. They do some great work. They make sure that, of course, we have a lot of flags out here, but they make sure the flag gets represented. And they stand for those that stood for us. And it's Memorial Day weekend, so that's what we're doing. We're paying homage to those veterans that have paid the highest price to give us these freedoms and enjoy the barbecues and the time on the beach and all the things that are happening this weekend. We owe dedication, honor, respect for all those that came before us and paid the ultimate price.
All right, I'm Trickster with the Vietnam Vets Legacy Vets Motorcycle Club, Chapter P for Pensacola. Today we're doing the wrap up here. We do the Memorial Day ride from Post 340 up on the north side of town. We've been doing it for 28 years, bringing the motorcycle community together, riding down here similar to Rolling Thunder up in DC. This is our 28th year of doing it, so it's pretty awesome. We've got a wreath that we're going to present, and it says 52, but the 52 is to commemorate the 52nd anniversary of Memorial Day actually being signed into law in 1971. It's an awesome experience. You get not just our club, you get veterans from all over the community. If you look around, you see the other veteran clubs, the other motorcycle clubs coming together for what? Nothing better but to remember our fallen, those that gave all for all of us. We lead the ride. It's our ride every year. We put on. It's a privilege and honor to be able to do it, and to be able to lead the pack as a Chapter P with 800 bikes behind us. It's an amazing thing. Some of the funds that we get here, and later on today you actually see it. The Park Foundation, the guys that you see walking around in white shirts, they're going to present us with a plaque. A lot of these, the bell tower, different things. We pump money back into this park for our veterans. Veteran suicide is big with A Hero. We like to contribute to A Hero or other organizations like that. We have a veteran suicide program amongst ourselves, Op Zero, and we use that to, hey brother, hey vet, what's going on? You need help? Let's get you the care you need and get them taken care of. Forget that this is memorial to remember our deceased, those that gave all, not Veterans Day. So, but to see this, to see that, hey, people are getting it and that it's growing, and that it's getting back to where it should be. Let's remember our fallen. Our day is in November. Today is for our fallen.
Hey, I'm Stacy Pruitt. I'm a retired Marine Sergeant Major, and I'm a member of the Veterans Memorial Park Foundation Board. We consider ourselves a group of people who are very honored to help be stewards of this park, and ultimately what it represents is all these people that these monuments represent, and we're here to help keep them in the best shape that we can, and that's done through fundraising, volunteers, all those things that help us do this mission well.
Ladies and gentlemen, honoring those who have flown west, the VT-10 Wildcats present the Missing Man Formation.
This is the Vietnam wall that we have over here, and it's a smaller replica of the one in Washington, D.C. It's got all the same names. It's a permanent display here, but they also have the Korean War monument here. They have a War Dog monument here, separate Vietnam memorial, Gold Star Family Memorial out here. Gold Star families, are families that have a loved one in the military that served and were killed. It's a beautiful thing. Behind us, the fire trucks with the big flags. It's just a great event. Just to be a part of this, whether I'm a biker or a veteran, it just gets the heart going, it gets the blood going. To be around all these folks, and not all of us or all those bikers are veterans, not all of them, a lot of them are civilians, but I tell you what, I respect those people just as much or more because they're civilians coming out here to pay honors and respect. And a lot of those folks have family members that were veterans. So, it's just it gets you right here to be with all these brothers and sisters on these motorcycles that come to all these events. But I don't know what the count was in today's ride, but it had to have been in the hundreds today.
Legacy Vets Motorcycle Club have been generous and faithful supporters of this park in helping preserve the memory of our fallen for years. We would like to take a moment to express our appreciation to him and to the club for that.
You go past the Speedway and there's the Volkswagen Club out there with American flags. You see traffic stopped, people waving flags, people stopping the cars, getting out and saluting and just waving, putting their hand over the heart, showing patriotism, showing, hey, this is what it's about remembering our fallen, those that gave all for all of us, to be here doing this conversation right now.
And Biker Dad, we thank you for getting this word out to everybody, everything that you do with the biker community. Thank you for helping us.
I was riding a motorcycle. Out of nowhere came a car at an intersection, and I basically just remember a blur in the noise. Basically just thankful I was still alive. After working with the firm, they have more than exceeded our expectations. Answered every question, no matter what, and kept our minds at ease, and we knew everything was going to be okay.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
I've never had a serious motorcycle accident, but I know if I do, April Violet and Marcos Garza with Garza Law have got my back.
April Violet here, Miss Heels on Wheels from Knoxville, Tennessee, and you're watching Biker Dad TV.
This is Biker Dad, brought to you by Garza Law, your motorcycle attorney, the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers, and Thunder Roads Magazine of Tennessee and Kentucky. Garza Law, Thunder Roads Magazine of Tennessee and Kentucky, and the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. I'm on the road in New Orleans, Louisiana, and we are at the World War II Museum, which is in the French Quarter, the historic part of New Orleans, and history is living here, especially motorcycle history. And that bike right there is the entire reason our entire biker culture exists to this day. One of the places that we had to stop was the World War II Museum. Yeah. Why did you want to visit this place so much?
Well, you know, the veterans who fought World War II, they saved not just this country, they saved the world. And I've always been so impressed by their sacrifice, and that's why, you know, we support a lot of veterans causes, you know, all over New York State and in Pennsylvania. And knowing that the World War II Museum was here, I had to come and take a look.
Well, it's pretty cool that this is like one of the first things you see is this little display of motorcycles. And we were just reading up about this bike in particular. So what did you find out about this?
Well, after Pearl Harbor, Harley-Davidson Corporation, you know, joined the war effort, and they created this bike made just for the war zone. It was a WL, and they modified it. They put in these leg guards and a scabbard for a Thompson machine gun, blackout lights, and a place to put luggage in the back, put your supplies. And then it turned the WL and WA, A being for Army.
Yeah. And
basically they were like scouting vehicles, and they took messages, you know, around the war front, and they were very, very helpful to the war effort, because they obviously get a lot of places where, you know, four-wheeled vehicles couldn't travel.
Yeah. Michael Mobies from Mobies Law, Colonel Mo, call Colonel Mo. And he is a combat veteran, war-tested veteran, and we are here at the World War II Museum, which is massive. Think about, we've only stepped in, you've been here before though. What do you think about the museum so far?
Oh, I love it. This is one of my favorite museums anywhere in the world. I've taken my children here, and they've been to the Louvre and the British Museum in London, and like they love this one. But they know that my dad went to Vietnam, my granddad went to Korea, and then I went to Iraq. So I think it means a lot to my family and me to see this museum. My granddad actually would have gone to World War II, but he had a badly broken collarbone and shoulder surgery that he had to like treat for months and months. And that's the only reason why he didn't go to World War II, which maybe is a blessing and lucky. But in any event, I have a lot of respect for the people who did.
We've run into this motorcycle before at Mecum.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of really cool to look at. What do you think about when you see this?
It looks fun. No, I just think of sort of ingenuity, right? Like they put a lot of practicality in a small package in essence, right? When they built these bikes and mass produced them quickly, and you know, some of them I know, I think I learned at the Barber in Birmingham, the ones that the paratroopers would have, like put together real quick and then motorcycle off. So these aren't like that, obviously, but
probably more like those smaller ones over there.
Yeah. So I just sort of love that they were able to, you know, pivot everything to take care of our troops during World War II. So, and of course I ride a bike that looks a lot like this, but a little more modern.
Yeah, I mean, so there's a couple really cool things about this bike in particular. If you've ever wondered why bikers are so big into the veteran community, So biker culture and veteran community have been together since day one, and it's because of this motorcycle right here. So what they would do is they build all the parts, stick them in a wooden box, ship them over to the theater in Europe and Asia, and well, Italy is Europe too, but all those places. The soldiers or the troops who were going to ride these things would actually take them out of the box and put them together themselves, ride them across war zone, dodging mortars and everything else. And then when it was time for them to come home, a lot of them brought their bikes home with them. And then what they did is, this is a very rare specimen because it's all here.
Yeah.
Because they would cut everything they could off of it, make it as light and as fast as possible. Veterans would buy them up and make choppers out of them, and that's the entire reason we have a motorcycle community to this day.
Well, in the museum, they have, I've been told, like a lot of exhibits of, weaponry and the history and uniforms and all sorts of things. They have a plane right here.
Yeah.
There's a lot to see here, and I'd like to see it.
We were in New Orleans meeting with the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers, a group that I work with who works to make the roads safer for everybody and fight for justice when necessary as well for bikers. And we wanted to show up in style, and there was a bit of a challenge doing that. We had to get this motorcycle up on one of the higher floors of a fancy hotel. Hanging out in New Orleans with the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers, and we have a little bit of a special problem. How to get this motorcycle right here up the stairs and into the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. While we are here this week talking about making our roads safer. But we're in luck. We have some help from our friends from Eagle Rider Motorcycle Rentals, and here's how we're getting that thing into the Ritz. So let's go putting on the Ritz. Probably the biggest problem is this bike has to get upstairs into the ballroom at the Ritz-Carlton in New Orleans, and we have to get it there with no gas and no batteries. If I had gas and batteries, I'd just ride the thing up the stairs. The other one's in the sail-on zone. It's going up? Yeah, good.
Hey, Adam Sandoval here, touring across America, and you are watching Biker Dad TV.
Our Back on 2 segment is brought to you by Garza Law and the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers.
I'm here with these are brothers to me. Always have been. Known each other for years. Buddy Fred, Keith.
Well, I had a heart attack, had 7 heart caths and 9 stents, and during that time, my hospital bills got really high, and ended up having to file Chapter 13, and I had to lose my bike in Chapter 13. Well, Brother Keith here, he saw me post about it, and he come to my rescue.
I called a friend and said, hey, man, I got a spare one sitting here in the house, sitting there going to crap, and I'd rather be ridden than get it. So, there it is. I need a little bit of work. John come pick it up to my house, did the work on it, because I ain't able to right now. Or I would have done it. From there on, Fred's got a ride.
So everybody pitched in on it?
Yeah, and Chuck pitched in some money. I got a one Barker Brothers is stepping up with the crash bar for it, and we just had an incredible outpouring of people, well wishes, wanting to help, and I don't know if there's not still more coming on this bike, but anyway, at this point, Fred, you go, brother.
All right.
Brother. And to add to that, these two guys here, we've all been friends since we were around 14 years old. Through thick or thin, didn't matter how far apart or how long we went without seeing each other, it was just like we picked up from yesterday. And you don't get brothers like that very often. So when you get them, treasure them. Brothers, I appreciate you.
Thank you,
love. That's what brothers do.
This is Biker Dad, brought to you by the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Biker Dad's brought to you by Garza Law, Thunder Roads Magazine of Tennessee and Kentucky, and the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Hi, I'm on the road in Maryville, Tennessee at Smoky Mountain Harley Davidson, one of the top Harley Davidson dealers in the world. They have some of the coolest bikes in the world. So that may have you wondering why I'm standing next to this thing, this little Street 500 Harley Davidson, perhaps not the best Harley Davidson out there. Well, this is what they use to train new riders here at Smoky Mountain Harley Davidson and really all over the country.
Hi, it's me, April Violet, Miss Heels on Wheels from Knoxville, Tennessee. We're all about safety. So we've got a lot of new riders coming out there getting on the road, and we see it every day. But we want to make sure that they're properly trained, they understand how to maneuver the bikes. So what we decided to do was, one, open the class up to some public, some people that are trying to ride. But first and foremost, it was important that our own staff at the firm understand what it is to be on a motorcycle.
My name is Mallory Garrison, and I work for the Garza Law Firm. I am a paralegal for our civil division. I'm just doing it to better understand our clients and be able to, if we have someone who's had a motorcycle wreck, be able to communicate with them.
They sometimes don't really understand when they're sitting across from that motorcyclist exactly every detail, and when they're talking about the bike and they're talking about the loss of the bike and things like that, what that actually means. So to rectify that, we decided to put them on bikes, teach them safety so they have a topic of conversation, but also have a connection to that rider who they're helping out, right? It's the hardest time they're going through. Why wouldn't our staff be completely knowledgeable about what it is to do that? And plus, it's a lot of fun, great camaraderie to see everybody out there goofing off and riding.
If you're going to be about helping motorcyclists, you should also be about really caring about what.
Dad teched it. Biker Dad teched it.
Everybody loves a set of kick butt handlebars, but installing them can be, well, a pain in the butt. And a big part of that is wiring, but our friend Neil, the master tech at Harley, has got a little trick for us.
I'm gonna move these over. Yeah, did a special blue one.
So what are you gonna do here? How exactly do you do this?
Oh, I got my brand new blue shoelace here. Let's hope this works for the shot.
So you're just blowing it through there so the shoelace comes out the other end?
Yeah, but like I said, new shoelace. We're good. Yeah, some guys use a little nut on a piece of string, but I've always used this setup right here and it works just fine. So the older the shoelace, the better. And boom, we're right there. I can tie my wires and pull it on right on through.
So you just tie the wires to this end?
Yep.
And then comes out that end?
Yep, definitely some lube. And you're gonna make a little bit of a mess, but it sure beats. I'd rather wash my hands than spend an extra hour trying to find a frayed.
You know, you can't talk about motorcycles in East Tennessee without talking about biker rags on South Clinton Highway. My friend April Violet said I just had to meet Jeff and Pam. They've been gearing up riders and supporting the motorcycle community since Nirvana was #1 on the charts. Come check out Biker Rags for gear, apparel, and the beautiful vintage bikes in the basement. You can even touch them. Check out their free swap meet too. Schedule at bikerrags.com. Hey, you can ride motorcycles and get paid just like me, Biker Dad, believe it or not. My friends, Garza Law Firm, your motorcycle attorneys, are looking for brand ambassadors in Tennessee and Kentucky. So just as the riding season is ramped up, if you want to hit the roads to bring awareness, make our roads more safe, and fight for justice for bikers, hit me up and I'll let you know how to get involved with Garza Law's Brand Ambassador Program.
The reason you wouldn't try to handle a motor vehicle accident on your own is because the goal of an insurance adjuster is to pay as little of the company's money as possible. Once a person obtains an attorney, the other side then knows that they cannot be taken advantage of. At the Garza Law Firm, after your motor vehicle accident, we want to meet with you as soon as possible. We're here to shoulder your burdens while we maximize your recovery.
This is Biker Dad, brought to you by Garza Law, your motorcycle attorney, the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers, and Thunder Roads Magazine of Tennessee and Kentucky.
Hey, this is Paul Sr., and you're watching Biker Dad TV.
Wait a second, did I just see what I think I saw? This is a group of bikers being flipped off on Memorial Day by an angry driver. It was the Run to the Wall South in Pensacola, Florida, where about 800 motorcycle riders rode to the Memorial Day celebration to pay their respects to those who gave all. And by the way, this was a police escorted ride with the proper permits and everything done by the book. Most of the people along the route were waving flags, saluting. Young children were standing by to wave, and I even saw one woman crying out of tears of appreciation. But when we got most of the way there, almost to downtown Pensacola, this happened. A man in a white Mercedes was not happy that he had to wait for traffic apparently, and flipped us all the bird. This is why we have to keep our heads on a swivel. There are people out there just like this who really don't care about anyone else. If they don't care about you, they sure don't care about running you over when you're on a motorcycle. So everybody just be out there, have fun, ride safe, and be on the lookout for bad drivers and angry drivers like this one.
That's it for this episode of the Biker Dad TV show on the road in Pensacola, Florida, with my allergies and all the beautiful weather kicking up and the pollen as well. But whether you're watching this on Memorial Day or some other time, please take a moment to remember those who gave all for our country and the families who sacrificed as well. That's it for this week's episode. Until next time, please look twice for motorcycles.